Welcome to Seeing Green Solutions for Our Daily Lives, the podcast where we spotlight the brands, ideas, and people making it easier to live sustainably every day. Today's episode is part of our Spotlight series, a deep dive into one of our Seeing Green solutionists of the day. And now, today's solution.
Welcome. You're listening to the Seeing Green Spotlight series. This is where we take a closer look at the Seeing Green solutionist of the day. We look at the real solutions they bring to help us all be, well, healthier and greener in our daily lives. Today, we're taking a deep dive into something that touches nearly every home, our furniture, and specifically the environmental impact of, what we sit on, eat at, relax in, especially outdoors. You might be thinking, okay, I get fast fashion, but fast furniture. Yeah, we're going to unpack that concept and the broader sustainability challenges it presents. Then we'll explore a really compelling solution from our solutionists of the day. Our mission for this deep dive is pretty clear. Understand the scope of the problem and then highlight how a thoughtful approach to materials and manufacturing can create lasting products that are truly part of a greener future.
Absolutely. And what's really fascinating here, I think, is how deeply intertwined these challenges are. Furniture waste and plastic pollution. They're not really two separate problems. Often they're two sides of the same coin. And we'll see how one innovative company, POLYWOOD, has been tackling both really with a clear vision right from its very beginning.
Okay, so let's start there. This idea of fast furniture. We've all seen it, right? Maybe even bought those trendy, inexpensive pieces, perfect for a season or two, maybe. What exactly defines fast furniture, and what's its real cost, beyond the actual price tag?
Well, fast furniture really does mirror fast fashion. It's about cheap, trendy items designed for quick consumption and disposal. But the sustainability impact of furniture, generally speaking, goes much deeper than just how quickly we replace it. You have to think about the entire life cycle. So first, the materials. What are these products actually made from? Are they virgin resources, depleting natural stuff? Or are they cleverly repurposed, recycled content? Then there's the manufacturing itself, the energy involved, the waste generated during production, and finally, end of life. What happens when that trendy piece breaks or just goes out of style? All too often, it ends up straight in a landfill. It just adds to this huge growing problem.
And it feels like if we narrow that down to outdoor furniture specifically, those challenges become even more pronounced. I think we've all had that experience, right?
Yeah.
Buying outdoor chairs or tables that just don't last. They degrade so fast. It often feels like we're just throwing money away and, frankly, throwing plastic away, too.
Absolutely. You've hit on a key point there. The common story with outdoor furniture is often these cheap products made of unsustainable materials that simply don't hold up for more than a few seasons. They just succumb to the elements, the sun, rain, snow. They quickly look worn, faded, maybe even break down entirely. And because of the materials they start with and how they're put together, there's often no good end-of-life option, just the landfill. So it forces us to ask, how can we actually enjoy our outdoor spaces, extend our living areas without just contributing to this relentless cycle of waste and consumption?
Right. And as we're thinking about this mountain of discarded furniture, it's kind of just one part of an even bigger, maybe more pervasive problem, this overwhelming tide of plastic waste. We see the images constantly, don't we? Parks, oceans. But what's the actual scale we're dealing with globally? And what are we even supposed to do with all of it?
It is a colossal challenge. And beyond the sheer volume, just the overwhelming amount of plastic out there, there's actually sort of a twofold problem that's been particularly true for our systems. Firstly, what do we actually do with the massive volumes of recycled plastics we collect? Our recycling infrastructure has definitely grown. We're getting better at collecting materials. But historically, there's been a real lack of high-value, large-scale applications for all that recycled plastic to go into. It needs a purpose, consistent demand. And secondly, maybe even more visibly impactful, is addressing ocean-bound plastic.
Yeah.
The statistics here are just staggering. Globally, enough plastic to fill a garbage truck flows into our oceans from rivers and streams every single minute.
Wow. Every minute.
It's a constant, relentless deluge of waste.
So what does this all mean for us then? On one hand, we have this massive amount of plastic waste desperately needing a second life, and on the other, a growing need for durable, sustainable products, especially things like outdoor furniture and, well, a universal desire to reduce our environmental footprint. It really does feel like a huge, complex puzzle, lots of interconnected pieces that need to fit together somehow. And this brings us perfectly to our solutionist of the day, POLYWOOD. They recognize these huge challenges quite early on. They really are a trailblazer in outdoor furniture, best known for their incredibly durable, low-maintenance pieces.
Yeah, and what's truly fascinating here is that Polywood wasn't some existing furniture company that just, adapted to sustainability later on because it was trendy. It was born from it. Founded by Doug Rassi, the company originated from a really deep commitment to environmental stewardship. His vision was clear from the start: create a product that offered both exceptional durability and inherent sustainability right from the beginning. And this core principle led directly to them developing this plastic-based lumber. From its very beginnings, Polywood recognized this growing need. What do we do with all this recycled plastic? They aim not only to address that, but also to actively divert waste from landfills and, crucially, from our oceans. So they set out to completely reimagine classic outdoor styles. Everything from the iconic Adirondack chairs to comfy sectionals, elegant dining sets, all using their proprietary genuine Polywood lumber. They made sustainability a core part of the product itself, not just some add-on feature. This wasn't just recycling. It was actually creating a sustainable demand signal for these recycled materials, something the industry really, really needed.
Okay, the idea of forever furniture, that sounds almost aspirational, doesn't it? In a world full of disposables, what were some of the biggest hurdles maybe in convincing people, or even just developing the material itself, to achieve that kind of longevity with recycled plastic, especially for outdoor use where it takes such a beating from the weather?
That's an excellent question, because forever furniture isn't just a marketing term for them. It's really an engineering philosophy. Their focus on pushing the envelope of sustainable design, it starts by directly tackling this concept of fast furniture, and instead focusing squarely on durability. Every single collection they make, from dining sets to chaise lounges, reflects this unwavering commitment. Durable designs, premium materials, and styles that are genuinely crafted to stand the test of trends and, more importantly, the test of time and the elements. The core of their material innovation is high-density polyethylene, or HDPE.
HDPE, right.
And this isn't just any plastic, it's a very strategic choice. Each day, Polywood uses an incredible 400,000 recycled milk jugs.
400,000 a day.
A day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Along with other post-consumer and post-industrial HDPE from things like detergent bottles. You see, historically, a huge challenge for recyclers has been finding a high-value, consistent market for all the collected HDPE. Polywood essentially built that market. They turned a common waste product into a premium, durable material. And that incentivizes the entire collection and sorting process in a way very few other companies have managed at this kind of scale. That's a truly transformative insight into making the circular economy actually work.
400,000 milk jugs a day. That really puts the scale into perspective.
Wow.
But what specifically makes this recycled HDPE so effective, so resilient for furniture, especially when it's going to be outside, constantly exposed to harsh weather?
Well, the durability of Polywood lumber is genuinely exceptional, and it's by design. It's engineered specifically to resist the damaging effects of sun, rain, snow, all of it. A key aspect is the integration of UV inhibitors right during the manufacturing process. That prevents fading and degradation, even under intense direct sun. Furthermore, its surface is non-porous. It doesn't absorb moisture, which is absolutely critical outdoors. This prevents staining, mildew growth, and it makes cleaning incredibly easy, usually just soap and water.
Simple.
Exactly. So this combination, weather resistance and low maintenance, makes it an ideal choice for outdoor settings where, conventional wood often splutters or rots or needs constant upkeep like staining or sealing. Ultimately, this robust material significantly extends the furniture's lifespan. It drastically reduces the need for frequent replacements and all the waste that comes with that.
Okay, so they're taking vast amounts of plastic out of the waste stream, giving it this new long life. That's impressive. But I have to ask, how do they actually make the lumber? And what about the waste from their own production? Are they, generating more waste just by creating this solution?
That's a crucial question about any manufacturing process, right? And it's honestly where Polywood truly shines. They operate with what they call a consciously crafted mindset. They aim for a truly circular, 99% waste-free process within their own operations. And this commitment is deeply embedded in their Made in the USA Pillar 2, keeping manufacturing close to home, which supports, as of 2023, over 1,550 American jobs, helps maintain superior quality control, and also minimizes their environmental impact with more efficient, localized supply chains. Less transport emissions, basically.
Right, that makes sense.
So their Polywood Recycling Center, staffed by a dedicated Renew crew, follows this really meticulous multi-step process. First, containers with recycled plastics arrive in large bales at their plant. They then go through pre-shredding, breaking down the flattened containers. Next, these fragments get pre-washed to remove any heavy materials that might have gotten mixed in things like glass or rocks. After that, the clean material is finely ground into these half-inch flakes, then sent to a float tank where any remaining non-plastic items just sink out. The plastic flakes are then dried and air separated. And crucially, the Renew crew then reprocesses both furniture returns and an impressive 99% of their own production scraps directly back into usable forms.
Wow, even the scraps.
Exactly. The final product of this whole detailed process is loads of clear pellets. And those pellets are then crafted into the genuine polywood lumber that becomes their furniture.
So achieving a 99% waste-free process, I mean, that sounds incredibly complex. What were some of the key innovations or maybe mindset shifts required to get to that level of circularity? It's truly impressive stuff.
It really is a testament to their dedication. Their zero-waste mindset is comprehensive. It's not just an aspiration on a poster somewhere. It means that post-industrial scrap and virtually all other materials used in their production, things like glass, different types of packaging, paper, aluminum, shrink wrap, fasteners, fabric, resin, even the pallets things arrive on are all recycled. They're really demonstrating that it's possible to operate at scale while minimizing environmental impact. And they're doing this by diverting plastics sourced not just locally and regionally, but actually globally from landfills and oceans alike.
Okay, so it really sounds like POLYWOOD's sustainability ethos goes far beyond just their own factory doors and manufacturing processes then. What about their broader impact? Collaborations in the community, partnerships with other organizations?
Yeah, definitely. Their Better Together approach includes some really strategic partnerships that significantly amplify their commitment to a greener world. For example, they collaborate with the National Forest Foundation, supporting vital tree planting initiatives. That underscores their broad commitment to environmental conservation, beyond just plastic.
That's great.
They also have important educational collaborations. They're the official bench partner for Sammy's Buddy Bench project. This initiative inspires younger generations to recycle in a fun, interactive way, and it provides schools with benches made from recycled materials, fostering environmental responsibility from a young age.
That's fantastic.
And through their Dream Teams initiative, they've forged collaborations with big national brands like Costco. These partnerships actively help fight plastic pollution by collecting used containers, like detergent bottles, and sending them directly to POLYWOOD for recycling.
This deep dive into POLYWOOD, it really challenges that whole norm of fast furniture, doesn't it? It shows how durable, genuinely beautiful, and sustainable pieces can actually be crafted from what we once just considered waste.
Absolutely. And, this deep dive into POLYWOOD raises a fascinating challenge for all of us, I think. If we can transform plastic waste into forever furniture, what other waste categories are we currently overlooking?
Yeah.
Could rethinking our relationship with disposable materials in areas like, say, construction or packaging or even electronics unlock entirely new industries? Could it truly accelerate our transition to a zero-waste society? It really invites us to consider how we as consumers can adopt more of a forever mindset, not just for outdoor furniture, but for the products we choose across our daily lives.
Yeah.
Actively seeking out companies that prioritize durability, circularity, and have a genuine, unwavering commitment to diverting waste and preserving our planet for future generations. That seems like a worthy goal, right?
Absolutely. A powerful thought to end on. To learn more about POLYWOOD and explore their range of sustainable outdoor furniture, you can visit them at www.polywood.com. And if you're interested in finding more brands and innovators dedicated to creating a greener, more sustainable world, visit the Seeing Green website. You can see more trailblazers making significant strides in promoting eco-friendly living through innovative products, solutions, and practices. That's online at www.seeinggreen.eco. And you can follow us at Seeing Green Eco across social media channels. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of the Seeing Green Spotlight Series podcast.